Okay, I'm here to help you defend your network against hackers and or ransomware with good hygiene computer security practices. If I helped one person and one company, then I've done my job. Does your company have a security policy? Is it backed by the C-levels and CEO? Do your employees know about the security policy? Is the security policy education awareness, is it tested, and how often is it updated so they don't click on suspicious email links? Security policy is like the 10 Commandments. You must have a security policy that is backed by the C-levels or some high up for accountability. Everybody must know the security policy and know right from wrong. Asset inventory. How many servers do you have on your network? How many network devices, appliances connected to the network? How many users or groups have God accounts? On those servers, do you know what processes and ports are running? On those servers, do you know what scheduled tasks, commands are scheduled running? Cron jobs, etc., etc. On those servers, does anybody surf the web, play games, or go shopping? Hopefully, no. You want to have a good listing. It could be a spreadsheet, anything, but you want to have a good listing of what servers are on your network and why. If you have dead weight and no one knows what the server is, shut it down and take it off your network. Because you don't want hackers coming in and squatting on old servers and hiding. So you want to have an asset inventory. You want to take everything that is on the network, wireless, Wi-Fi, whatever. Internet of Things, the refrigerator, or whatever. You must have a good asset inventory of everything that is on your network. Extremely important. And it's really easy to set that up. You can create scheduled tasks. Now users, those pesky users, users are your weakest security link. Sorry, users. Do users have admin rights to their workstations? Hopefully they do not. Do you use a web proxy? Do you have separate admin accounts for your users log into servers? Turn your keys, sir. How many people have authorization to give out money? Hackers usually go after the CFOs and people in power in the financial department. Make sure they're well protected. Do your users use their workstations for personal use? Surfing, playing games, looking at porn? If they do, they need to stop. If they want to do that stuff, use their phones. Work companies are for work use only, because that is the easiest way for hackers to get into your system is to users' workstations. Because the firewalls and all that encryption is more difficult. It's a lot easier to send a phishing attempt. Somebody clicks on it, they're in finance, or they've got a domain account, and they are in. So your users are your weakest security link. It's very important that you have security training for your users. And they do not have admin access to their laptops or desk workstations. Firewalls. Does your company use a firewall? And if so, does it have whitelisted and blacklisted from a reputable site? Does someone review the logs and follow up with suspicious IPs and block those IPs? Has the firewall been tested, penetration tested? How many people have admin access to the firewall? Is it updated on patches? And are the firewall rules reviewed and updated? If you have any going everywhere, then that needs to be shut down. The firewall is to protect your network. Now, hackers know that companies got pretty good at setting up firewalls, so the weakest link is users' workstations and laptops. But you must still have a firewall. When it hits the fan, disaster plan, do you have a disaster recovery plan on file? How often it is reviewed and updated? Has it been tested? What happens when you lose a data center? Where is your data? Is your data plan off-site in case of no network access, or is it available? Every company experiences an unplanned outage. What is your DR plan? How can you recover? Your DR plan should be tested on a routine basis. If it's every 6 months, every quarter, every year, it's very important you test your DR plan. DR plan is crucial to getting your business back up and running. Must have that, and it can be tied to your security policy. So backups, backups. Those are your company jewels. Does your company have a routine backup process? Hopefully they do. Where are the backups stored? Is there an off-site air-gapped stored backup location? Have the backups been tested? And if so, how often and when? Does your company have a routine backup policy? Who has access to the backups? And disk space is cheap. You want to make sure when ransomware hits and they start encrypting all your drives, are your backups protected and are they in a stored location, physically secure and off the network or in a firewalled, hard to get to network, because these are your company jewels. Many times I've seen companies that didn't test their backups, and when it hit the fan, they had no backups or the backups were bad. They had to rebuild, which really, really blows. So backups, it's real easy to set it up. It's really cheap. I actually have a video on how to set up a cheap one for your home. Make sure you have some sort of backup process. If it's in the cloud, if it's a USB backup, whatever. Respect God. Admin accounts are a hacker's dream. How many people have domain admin access? Do those users use the same God account to surf the web? Hopefully not. Are there separate admin accounts users to check in, check out when they need to do their job? An administrator needs to have 2 accounts. One as a normal user account with no rights, so they can log in, check their email, surf the web. The other is an account with specific rights on a server, whatever role they need. And that should have a really complex password, and that should only have one function to do their job. It is not for surfing or for looking up things on the internet or email. It is for one specific task. Because hackers love domain admin accounts, root accounts, SA accounts, or whatever. So you need to lock that down, and you need to figure out what users need admin access and then give them a separate account. It could be a hidden account, so that, and it's got to be a complex password, and the admins only use that for administrative functions. Do not click on email links. That's the #1 way phishing attempts. Hackers get in the systems. Network segmentation. Separate user workstations on different networks with firewalls than your servers. Review your network logs and keep practice change management for your firewall rules. Ask yourself, why do we have this rule? Want to know what's on your network? And you want get rid of dead weight if you have old servers. If old servers are outdated, no one's using them, please get them off the wire. Get rid of old junk. Get rid of old servers and consolidate if no one is using them. And if there's no reason for them to be on the network, please take them off. Patch everything and patch it often. And when a security patch is released, patch it on a routine basis because they patch security holes. Try to work towards 2-factor authentication. There's VPN, there's captive portal. There's a lot of free options out there to set up captive portal for your admins to go through, so you have that second layer. You want to set up layers and layers and layers and make it harder for the hackers to get to your company jewels. Run a security audit on yourself. There's a lot of free scanners. Kali and Nmap help here. You want to find the holes, the patches, the vulnerabilities before a hacker does. Run a security scan on everything. Change the default passwords on everything. Your God accounts should have super complex passwords and only used for administrative functions. You want to find your vulnerabilities before a hacker does. There's a lot of free tools out there. Will expensive fancy technology save me? No. SolarWinds, oops. Most of what I discussed is cheap, free, easy to set up and maintain. Security vendors will try to sell you the latest whiz-bang. You don't need it. NIST has great examples of security policies. Firewalls, there's open source. There's easy scripts, either Born or PowerShell or whatever, that you can run and develop that'll check your scheduled tasks, check your processes, check your ports, check your user accounts, so you have a record of baseline of what should be on your servers. If there's processes that you don't recognize, investigate, stop them. There's services or daemons that you don't recognize, shut them down, because hackers love to schedule jobs and schedule tasks or use @ commands and hide on your servers. So this is another way for you to find out what's on your server. So no, fancy vendors, they do not help. Most of this stuff is free and easy. You want to make it harder for the bad guys. You want to lessen your security footprint. Lock your windows and doors. Who has access to your house? You want to practice good security hygiene. You want to make your companies super secure. I'm using Fort Knox as an example. But you want to have so many layers and so many firewalls. You want to make your users a little annoyed, but you want to annoy the hackers, because the hackers are like everyday people. They go after the low-hanging fruit and easy pickings. So you want to make that security footprint, your network, your company infrastructure, hard for hackers to get to. No system is absolutely secure, but you want your house to have the attack dog, the shotgun, the barb-wire, the chain-link fence, the super sensitive alarm system. You want to have that for your security on your company, because there's a ton of other companies out there that are super easy to hack into, and the hackers are just going to go after easy pickings. If you've got all these firewalls and you've locked down your user workstations, and if you practice good security practices, you'll be much better to handle a security incident.